Such a pleasure to be here. Very exciting. Let's deal with the face. Straight away, my face. Quite a boring face, not much of an impact when I walk on. Don't think. Tell you what I look like. You know when you're playing a computer game and you get to design your own character? I look like that before you've added any other features to it. That's... Second shade of white from the left, hit start. That's me. Big start to the year. Weird start, in fact. Got stranded in New York City. I was on holiday with 3 other comedians in New York City. There was a big snowstorm. All the flights got grounded. Made the BBC News website. 4 comedians stranded in New York City. And I'd imagine as people read that, they thought, oh, 4 comedians stranded in New York City on the BBC News website. I'd imagine we've heard of all of these comedians, have we? No, 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 no. Please adjust your expectations, dear reader. Because 3/4 of that article was dedicated to explaining who each one of us was. Everyone got their own little paragraph, and that was exciting. I was like, how are they going to describe me? What are they going to go with? Good comedian. I would have taken that. Affable funster, something like that. Well, here's what they actually went with. Diabetic comedian. Diabetic comedian. Now, this annoyed me for a number of reasons, Apollo. Firstly, because it is technically true, right? He'd done some basic research. I am type 1 diabetic, I am a comedian. Put those 2 things together, I can sort of see how he arrived at diabetic comedian. But I still think it is a confusing moniker. Because I'm here to let you know tonight, diabetic comedy is not a thing. That is not a genre of humour that exists. Hope none of you have read about me on the BBC News website, and when I walked out here, you're like, oh, I can't wait, a bit of diabetic comedy. Look, Cheryl, we've read about him, I wonder what he's going to do. What is this diabetic comedy? Is he going to test his blood sugar on stage and we can all guess what it is? Maybe he's going to do one of his catchphrases. Pancreas? What pancreas? It's not a thing. It's not a thing because not enough people know about diabetes. It would only be a thing if this was an audience full of diabetics, which I'll be honest is very rare. Well, there's definitely one in, we know that for sure. Did you cheer if you're type 1 diabetic? Quite a few, lovely. Type 2? Doesn't count. Doesn't count if you do it to yourself. Should explain, sorry guys, there's a lot of beef between the 2 communities. It has to be beef because that has no impact on blood sugar levels. See, the majority of you will not know about diabetes. People get confused about it in day-to-day life. I'll take you through some of the paraphernalia, right? This is my insulin pen. I inject insulin with this pen, put a cartridge of insulin in here, screw the needle on the end, stick it in wherever, right? Regularly do this in public. The other day, a woman saw me doing that and shepherded her child away from me like I was some sort of horrible drugs man. Where did she think I'd come from to take heroin in this? The picture, look at it. Also, don't move your child away from me like I'm suddenly going to go, oh, some for the little one. Share and share alike, 'tis a lesson he must learn. This is my blood sugar testing machine, right? Use this on a regular basis throughout the day. What I do is I put my finger here, click a little button, a spike goes in and out like a James Bond shoe, pierces my finger. Get blood out the end of it, put the blood in the machine, look at the screen, take the reading, act accordingly. Regularly, do it in public. The other day, I was in a cafe at a communal table. A man watched me go through all of those steps, prick my finger, get the blood, put it in the machine, look at the screen. He leant over and said, ooh, is that your phone? What contract did he think I was on that it demanded a blood sacrifice? Someone else recently, a friend of a friend, saw me do all of that. 25 minutes, looked really confused, then out of the blue went, sorry, I've been meaning to ask, is that your vape? My vape! You've seen me put blood in it, you maniac! I know they get pretty wacky with the flavours, but I think hemoglobin might be taking it a step too far. Also, don't ask me if something's my vape, because the basic translation of that sentence is, are you a twat? I'm sorry, by the way, if there's any vapors in here, but you do not look as cool as you think you do. You're producing too much smoke. The volumes are hilarious. It's not even smoke, is it? It's dry ice is what that is. You look like you're recreating an episode of Stars in Their Eyes with your head. Tonight, Matthew, I will be the biggest dick in the pub. That's all it is back there when people come on, by the way. That's not a dry ice machine, it's just one bloke with a vape. stinks of raspberries when you walk on. It's the point, it smells too nice to be cool as well, vaping. Cigarettes are cool because they smell bad. You smell a cigarette, you're like, oh, that is disgusting. They don't give a shit what they're putting into their body. They are a badass legend. James Dean wouldn't have been the same if he'd ridden off on his motorcycle, leaving a cloud of waffles and maple syrup behind him. I'm diabetic. I ran the marathon last year for a diabetes charity. Thank you. Thank you so much. You clapping very early there. I did run it for a diabetes charity, you know, so I will see the money eventually. Didn't like running the marathon for one reason. If you've run one, you'll know about this. Every few miles or so, there are people stood there with blue rubber gloves on, with globs of Vaseline on the ends of their fingers, like that. Now, I've since found out that those people are supposed to be there. They're there in a supportive capacity. You're supposed to run past, get the Vaseline, rub it on any areas of chafage. At the time, I had no idea that they were there in an official capacity. Didn't look very supportive to me. I found it rather disconcerting. Firstly, because I could not see a pot of Vaseline anywhere. I could not see the origin receptacle for the lubricant. So in my head, they just got it from home and then got the bus all the way to the start line. It's all right, I can't get my Oyster card out of my pocket. I've got very slippy fingers. Also, it didn't look supportive or helpful to me. It looked threatening. You better keep running, boy. You better pick up the pace. Otherwise, it's examination time. You got yourself an appointment with Dr. Fingers. Big year for me as well. Had my first ever massage this year. Very exciting. You'll be able to tell that I'm a bit of a massage rookie because I mistimed my eating. Booked the massage in for a Sunday, ate a full roast chicken dinner, and immediately went for a massage. I should have realised.